What's going on, guys? Isaac Baylor back here with another PC build. This week's PC build is going to be a $600 PC build and will include anything you need to. So for the processor, we have the AMD Ryzen 5 3600 3.6 GHz 6-core processor. I went with this. It's mainly because it's the new Ryzen 3rd gen, which is a big improvement over the 2nd gen Ryzen. And to me, Intel really doesn't have anything that's kind of competitive with this one. And the 6-core will give you a big benefit even if you'd want to stream or record videos and edit it and stuff like that. The 6-core and 12 threads will definitely help you with all that. It has a 65 watt TDP, and it does include a CPU cooler, which I did use in this build. And honestly, the CPU coolers that it come with are perfectly fine. You can even overclock them if you want to. I had the Ryzen 5 2700, the last gen one, with the stock cooler, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's perfectly fine. And if you would want to upgrade, it'd be another $30 more, which would bring it over the $600 price point that I had. But this stock cooler is perfectly fine for whatever you need. As I said before, didn't go with the CPU cooler. And for the motherboard, I went with the Gigabyte B450M DS3H micro ATX AM4 motherboard. To me, this is a motherboard that offers right amount of everything. It has 4 RAM slots, and with this build you're going to already use 2 of them. So if you want to upgrade down in the future to maybe 32 gigs, you can. It's not that big of an issue. And I went with the micro ATX form factor because they're cheaper, and just say one like this, it doesn't make any compromises to any of the features that it has, versus like an ATX motherboard, which is going to have more PCIe slots and stuff like that. But this one is going to be perfectly fine. It does have one M.2 slot along with 4 SATA ports, so it'll be perfectly fine for all the storage you'd want to have. And as I said before, 4 RAM slots, and it has a decent amount of I/O on the back too, with 4 USB 3, 4 USB 2, a PS2, audio ports, and an Ethernet port. Now on to the next, RAM. The RAM, I chose the G-Skill Aegis 16 gigabytes. It's 2 8GB sticks of DDR4 3200. Now for this, some people may have chose differently. For this, I chose, for our storage device, I chose a Seagate Barracuda Compute 2TB 3.5 inch 7200 RPM internal hard drive. And to me, you could choose like a $40 or $45 1TB and maybe throw in another $10 for an SSD. But to me, you can start out with this, and chances are you'll want to have more games. The SSD will make faster boot times, but honestly, if you go with the 1TB and the 120 gig SSD or whatever, you'd be able to get for around $10 more than this, or $15 more than this. You're going to fill up that 120 gig real easy, because the Windows are going to take up 20 gigabytes. And all the other stuff you add on, it's really easy to fill up that 120 gigs. And the 1TB, if you like playing like AAA games, which I'm assuming a lot of people do, like GTA 5 or Red Dead, those games by themselves are going to take up almost 200 gigabytes. And then like the new Call of Duty, that's another like 130. But you're going to easily fill up, and I figured the 2TB would be, and I figured that would be better than the SSD and hard drive. But you can do either or, whatever. Now for the video card, which is probably going to be in like the heart of this build, but for the graphics card, I chose the Zotac GeForce GTX 1650 Super, and it's a 4GB twin fan video card. And this I thought was a good middle ground, because it has 3 display outputs, DVI, HDMI, and DisplayPort. And the GDDR6 memory is super fast, so there's really no reason to do that. It doesn't use many watts. And overall, it's just a nice video card that'll be able to play a lot of games, whatever you'd want to throw at it pretty much. But for the case, I chose the Cooler Master Masterbox Q300L Micro ATX Mini Tower Case. And I thought this one looked kind of cool if you see the pictures of it. And it does include a handle that you can put on it, where I thought, since this is a smaller case, maybe you could bring around to like LAN events or something. and it has an acrylic side window, and it has 3 of the Cooler Master Blue fans. And for the asking price of $45, there's probably some cases that are cheaper for sure, but I just went for like a good all-around case. For the power supply, I chose the EVGA BR 450 watt 80 plus bronze ATX power supply. It's not modular or semi-modular at all. It's gonna have all the cables, but they aren't the mustard orange and red cables. They're wrapped in black, so that'll help you out a little bit. And that case does have some cable managing behind it. Whenever they're in stock, you can get them for sub $40 sometimes. This overall PC would be a great starter to me because it's not super budget like a $400 computer would be. This $600 price point, you can actually do some gaming compared to a few years ago that would have like an older AMD processor and a crappy graphics card for this price point. To me, this is a great PC for what you're paying for it anyway. Anyway guys, thanks for watching and see ya.